What the fuck was this tonight? I ain't gonna know. I thought I'd turn on the USA Network, watch Monday Night Raw, see what WWE had to offer. What they gave us was a pile of fucking shit. From Stephanie McMahon returning and cutting those balls off again, to Bobby Lashley's Sami Zayn exposing Bobby Lashley. WWE had last year, Bayley, This Is Your Life, the worst segment in the last since the last 25 years of Monday Night Raw. I think they topped it tonight, and I'm not even going to play any audio tonight because this show did not deserve any audio whatsoever. This show was fucking pathetic. Rinse and repeat. We had the Liars versus Bobby Roode for the fourth time, I think. We had Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey with the contract signing, which that was just fucking pathetic too, because you had Stephanie McMahon pretty much planting seeds to make these two want to have a reason to hate each other, even though why, I don't know. You had a fatal four-way for the next to last spot in the Money in the Bank qualifier for the women, which of course I knew if anybody with a brain should have realized the reason they were doing triple threats in this fatal four-way tonight was for next week for us to get a gauntlet match with all the women who didn't make the Money in the Bank qualifiers already to be put in the Money in the Bank qualifying, to be in Money in the Bank. So we will have a gauntlet match next week. So what the men did months ago in February for the Money in the Bank, not Money in the Bank, but a gauntlet match, do you think the women are going to do any better? No. There was nothing good about this show tonight. Plain and simple. Nothing. From the first hour, the first 50 minutes of this show was dedicated to Roman Reigns. He was in the opening promo. He had an opening match against Kevin Owens. That got interrupted by Jinder Mahal. He helped Kevin Owens beat him down until Seth Rollins came down. And then what did we get? We got a tag team match, player. And it was a tag team match. From start of the show till the 50-minute mark of the first fucking hour, it was Roman. And then you have this guy come out and say, cut the corporate crap. I know you want me nowhere near the Universal Championship, but you were in the main event of 4 straight fucking WrestleManias and on a B-show pay-per-view. You get top billing. Not the WWE Championship, you get top billing. That is the opposite of anything that you want to say. You cannot even use the line that management's keeping me down. It's fucking pathetic. This show was just god fucking awful. WWE, I don't know who the creative writers are in charge of this shit tonight. The Sami Zayn exposing Bobby Lashley tonight was the worst thing I've seen all year. It was not 3 women, it was 3 dudes dressed in drag, with each item that Bobby Lashley talked about 2 weeks ago, which you kind of figured those items were going to be played into a storyline, but this shit is awful. Sami Zayn, one of the most talented guys on the fucking mic, one of the most talented guys in the fucking ring, is degraded to this. My God, I don't fucking know what to say about this. This show was awful. By the time we got to Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon, which was a women's singles match, oh my fucking God, I didn't expect that to happen. All these multi-women tag team and 6-woman tag matches, we actually got a singles match, which wasn't a non-match at all. But by the time that match happened, this crowd was dead. I mean, towards the end of that match, of course, they did come back alive for the end of it, but we'll get to that later. Let's see here. We had No One Jose versus Baron Corbin again. Rinse and repeat, ladies and gentlemen, rinse and repeat. The B Team versus Breezango, which I'm pretty sure was a rinse and repeat from last week. Raw Women's title match contract signing as well. We had Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler, both guys. And this just shows you how much WWE cares about Dolph Ziggler and Chad Gable. They get booked a match for the night show. We go to commercial break. They say, coming up next is Dolph Ziggler versus Chad Gable. We come back from commercial break. No jobber entrance, and the match has already started. What the fuck? That just shows you how much WWE cares about these guys. Dolph Ziggler's going to do nothing. Chad Gable, who has all the fucking talent in the world and could be a fucking WWE champion if he was allowed to be, is going to do absolutely nothing. He comes to Monday Night Raw. He's going to be in He's going to be in mid card or lower card purgatory for the rest of his WWE career until somebody on a drunken stupor wakes up one day and goes, "Wow, that Chad Gable. Let's give him a shot at the Intercontinental title." Natalya versus Dana Brooke versus Liv Morgan versus Sarah Logan for a Money in the Bank qualifier. I want you to guess who won that one. Bobby Roode versus Elias for the 4th time. And Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman was your matches for tonight. This show was fucking awful. I cannot stress that enough. If you were wondering, gee, what happened on Monday Night Raw? Should I go back and watch it? There is nothing on this show tonight to watch. The show started out with Kurt Angle with the obligatory, we have to have a promo before the show starts because that's just WWE's thing nowadays. Remember when Monday Night Raw started with matches instead of, a promo every time? Or SmackDown started with matches instead of a promo every single fucking week? It's rinse and fucking repeat, and it's so fucking annoying. Angle announces Rousey is in the house for her contract signing. He's about to talk about a fatal 4-way for the Money in the Bank qualifier for the women. He mentions Natalya's name, and then the bitch is back, the bitch is back, the bitch is back, the bitch is back. Stephanie McMahon's music hits, and she pretty much just flexes her arms like, hey, my arm's working just fine. And pretty much cuts his balls off and says, instead of you presiding over that contract, no, I'm going to. This is my show, I'm the commissioner, I'm going to. Says, oh, I've had a long time to think about it, and what happened at WrestleMania It's all water under the bridge. I don't buy that for a fucking second. You evil, conniving, soulless bitch. And I'm not talking about Stephanie McMahon, the character. I'm about Stephanie McMahon, the woman outside WWE. I'm talking about the Stephanie McMahon that's on her TV. She's an evil, conniving, soulless bitch. I don't buy her words for a second. But Kurt Angle decides, he says, yes, I could use some more guidance because, I don't want to screw up anymore. She mentions Roman Reigns and how Kurt Angle's emotions are getting out of hand, especially with Roman Reigns. And, of course, you mention the big dog, the big neutered dog, because he is Brock Lesnar's bitch. He comes out, as he always does, says, if you need to say something, you need to say it to my face. Stephanie McMahon threatens him with termination, pretty much. So Roman says, you gotta watch your tone with me. And then Kevin Owens makes his entrance and says, Roman, you're absolutely right. You took care of your business with Jinder Mahal because Stephanie did tell him, if you have a problem with somebody, go take it up with Jinder Mahal. Roman Reigns says, I already did that, and then Kevin Owens came out, and then he's pretty much saying, Kevin Owens gets in the ring and says, I actually like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a good guy. Roman needs to hear something that all of us should be saying to him. He tries to start a thank you Roman chant. Give me a fucking break. Now you're using Kevin Owens to get this guy over? Are you kidding me? Kevin Owens. It's bad enough you have him going up against Jinder fucking Mahal at Money in the Bank in Chicago. Really? Yeah, are you stupid? Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns, and you expect this guy to get over. That match better not go on last. Period. That match, the main event of Money in the Bank, better fucking be the WWE Championship match with Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles and whatever the fuck stipulation they're going to pick. That's the main fucking event. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I see Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns go on last, I hope as soon as the match before them is over, everybody get up and leave. Leave that arena empty by the time Roman and Jinder's music are done playing. Get out of there, leave that place empty, so when they're out there wrestling, it's an empty arena. And Vince McMahon is going to sit there and be like, oh, it must be just a late night. And I want to hear Vince McMahon's excuses when that happens. Those two are going to be, any other place on that card, that match is going to be eviscerated by the Chicago crowd. We're going to hear CM Punk, we're going to hear We Want Nicholas probably, we're going to probably hear Beat the Traffic, we're going to hear so many chants during this match. This match is going to mean absolutely nothing. Steph makes Roman versus Kevin Owens right now. We get back from the match. Kevin Owens, like Roman Reigns hits a shoulder tackle on Kevin Owens, and this motherfucker got hit with this shoulder tackle and did a standing shooting star press. He went and made 2005 Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, Shawn Michaels from the 2005 match against Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam, put him to shame with this overselling. I've never seen somebody take a shoulder tackle like this, except for probably Shawn Michaels at one time, and just flip and do a shooting star press standing. It was ridiculous. Match goes on for a little bit more, then Roman Reigns goes for a drive-by, which Kevin Owens moves out of the way and actually hits him with a super kick as they go to break, which was a beautiful move. That was just great. It's like, that was a beautiful sequence. Drive-by miss, and quick kick to the face. Good stuff. Roman spears Owens off the outside. Jinder Mahal makes his presence known, and this causes the DQ. Roman won the match by DQ because Roman always has to win. Post-match, Jinder tosses Roman in the ring. Him and Kevin Owens assault him until we get "Burn it down" from, Roman, from Seth Rollins. So, when does this happen? They go to break and we get a tag team match, player. Because, the spirit of Teddy Long still lives on in WWE. Vince McMahon and them might want to act like Teddy Long was a buffoon, but they keep using the tag team match. Roman takes the heat for this match, which I will say, for this tag team match, they made the smart move for this crowd. Roman took the heat. Roman got his ass kicked and took the heat for this match. Seth got the hot tag. Seth went out there. He did his thing. He hits the curb stomp on to Kevin Owens for the 3 count, and your winners are Roman and Seth Rollins. They head up, and I don't know what's going on with WWE Superstars now, but you have got to start walking up to the ramp and turning your back. Johnny Gargano, this is what I'm saying they call Johnny Gargano-itis. Because the few times that Johnny Gargano has been on the ramp area with his back to the entranceway and he's looking off to the crowd, he's been grounded by Tommaso Ciampa and thrown into the lights thing and then beat down. He's been hit in the back with a crutch by Tommaso Ciampa, and I think there was one other time too. But it's like, why are you going to sit there and just look at the crowd? That's like a telltale sign that something's going to happen. Sure enough, Jinder Mahal hits Seth Rollins with looked like the softest chair shot I have ever seen. He just takes the chair and just love taps Seth Rollins, who goes flying. So he goes over and he beats down Roman Reigns, and he beats him down some more and some more and some more. He leaves, and Roman Reigns is beat down. Seth Rollins comes over to console him to see if he's okay, and Roman Reigns' music hits. Gets Roman Reigns some new theme music. He is not in the Shield. Seth Rollins got new music. Dean Ambrose got new music. Why is Roman Reigns still using Shield music? I don't get it. A lot of the boos would probably go away. I'm not saying a lot, but when they first started this entire Roman initiative, it probably wouldn't have been that bad if you would have gave him new music. A faction, that would be like Triple H keeping Break It Down from DX and using that for the next 10, 15 years after DX broke up. Or having, Scott Hall come out to the NWO music, or, I'm sorry, not, wrong guy. Kevin Nash using the NWO music for the rest of his WCW career. That just give him new music. Why a lot of people, I'm not saying this now, but back when they first did this Roman initiative, a lot of people were hating the fact that Roman Reigns was still reminding them that, hey, the Shield was a thing. When you keep somebody with that music, that'd be like when the New Day breaks up. When the New Day breaks up, because eventually it will, because nothing lasts forever. But when they do, that could be like Kofi going back to his old music, Biggie going back to his old music, and Xavier Woods keeping the New Day music. It would just make it even worse, because there are people out there who like New Day, and having Woods come out to the New Day music will remind them, hey, the New Day was a thing. Why does this guy keep reminding us of something that got broken? Change his music, turn this motherfucker heel, and move on. If you would have watched Unscripted this past week, we did talk about his response to Stone Cold Steve Austin. This guy needs to turn heel. Nothing's going to work for him. Including, after we come back from break, Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns was made official for Money in the Bank. I'll let you laugh. Oh my god. If they think this is gonna give Roman Reigns over, give me a fucking break. Oh my god, this is just pathetic right here. How many other times are they going to try? Now, I give Vince McMahon credit for being stubborn. If Vince McMahon wasn't stubborn, we wouldn't have WWE today. When he was told WrestleMania was going to be a failure, don't even try it, he said, fuck that, no, I'm going to do this, it's going to work. When he was told by the territories to not compete, he was stubborn and he was like, no, I'm going to take all your good talent and I'm going to make it one big company, and he did. Stubborn works great sometimes, but this time it doesn't. This is just downright pathetic. You have Stephanie McMahon come out. And yes, he did get some cheers when he told Stephanie to watch her tone with him. And, you know, that's just how WWE wants to do. They want to try and get this guy over. But it just doesn't work. This match is going to get so shit on. You thought WrestleMania was bad with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns will probably be either completely shit on like it was, like 10 times worse, or nobody's going to give a fuck. Especially if this thing is the main event of Money in the Bank. Again, and you put Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns in the main event of Money in the Bank instead of the Money in the Bank ladder match or the WWE Championship. That you're probably going to get a riot in Chicago, or everybody's going to be gone before the match is even close to being over. We will have to wait and see, but I am like, that match, get your laughs out now because it's a real thing. This isn't a joke. This isn't a drill. Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns is going to happen at Money in the Bank, and it is going to be a shit show. Oh, do I have to talk about this next part? I couldn't even with this thing. Sami Zayn comes out. He talks about he's going to bring out Bobby Lashley's sisters, these three sweet, lovely ladies, and he brings them out. They have some kind of weird ass music. I'm like, why are these women getting music? Oh my god! It was three dudes in drag, one carrying a towel, a dirty towel. One carrying a fake plastic army helmet that you buy from the dollar store, and one's carrying a broom. And I'm like, what's going on in the NBA game tonight? Because I couldn't deal with this. This is the best you got for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens last winter, like fall into winter, were in one of the biggest storylines on SmackDown Live. Kevin Owens, they pretty much split these guys up but kept them both heel. They have. Because Kevin Owens is in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Sami Zayn's feuding with Bobby Lashley. But this is the best you got for the former El Generico. This. Three dudes in drag talking bullshit about Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley gave up his spot in Impact Wrestling to come back here, and this is what you got for him? This is what you got. He hasn't done anything except for team with Braun Strowman and other baby faces since he's been back, after he, of course, hit Elias with a vertical suplex, a delayed vertical suplex. This guy was in team. He needs to be a heel first and foremost. Give this guy a heel run. He was better as a heel. He's a good fucking dick. He don't give two fucks about anybody. He'll sit there and just do whatever the fuck he wants. He'll fuck up anybody he wants. He'll say what he wants to say, and not give two shits about it. This Bobby Lashley is pathetic. This Bobby Lashley, as JD from NY206 and probably others have said, and I will fucking agree with every one of them, is one of, if not the worst signing in WWE history outside of bringing back the Great Khali back, in my opinion. This guy is going to do nothing. They had him 10 years ago, 11 years ago, or whatever it was. They tried to push him. They tried to make him a big fucking name, and whatever would happen, it just failed. This time around, this is the best you got for these guys. Bobby Lashley coming out, fucking up Sami Zayn, beating up three guys in drag who were pretending to be his sisters, which I guess he really does have three sisters named whatever. Which, by all means, why couldn't you just bring them out? What? You couldn't just bring them out, then, you know, make this story personal, have them guilt trip Bobby Lashley into whatever. This is what you go up. This is what you come out with. This beats out, and this is, and I thought SmackDown Live had one of the worst segments of the year with the little man. This is worse than Mini Daniel Bryan getting beat up by Big Cass. And that's sad. That's sad. Sami Zayn deserves better than this. Even Bobby Lashley deserves better than this. Nobody looks good coming out of this entire segment. Period. Nobody. And it's a fucking shame that Sami Zayn, who had one of the biggest shocks of the year last year, turning heel for the first time in his WWE career. We were all like, is it going to work? I don't know. I've never seen Sami Zayn as a heel. He's always been the quintessential underdog. He's the underdog from the underground. And they turned him heel, and it fucking worked. And this is what you have for him now. I am not looking forward to whatever the fuck they have for these guys next week. I'm not. We'll talk about the NBC, Universal, and Fox deals on Unscripted this week. I have a lot I want to say about that, and I'm not going to say it right now. Ember Moon versus Alexa Bliss. I said Bliss, but Bliss. And Alexa Bliss was in the back after Ember Moon made her entrance. They went to commercial, and then Renee Young comes back and is like, ladies and gentlemen, Alexa Bliss. She asked Alexa Bliss about because on Ember Moon's first night, the tag team match between her, Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Nia Jax and Ember Moon pinned Alexa. Then she starts talking about the Romans, and I'm like, oh my god, why are we getting a history lesson with Alexa Bliss? Is she going to start just, every time she's asked something, she's going to bring up some historical fact? That's what Broken Matt Hardy's for. Which, by the way, they were not on this episode of Monday Night Raw, which is fine. Oh, by the way, 4 weeks in a row, no Authors of Pain. Why? Mickie tries to get involved towards the end of this match, but, the Alexa Bliss, Ember Moon's dragging Alexa Bliss into the ring from the outside. She's holding on to the ring, on the ring apron. She brings it halfway into the ring. She does eventually let go. The referee is trying to get it out of the ring. Mickie James gets in the ring, pulls her heel off, looks like she's about to strike, when the referee turns back around and catches her, sends her out. She gets hit with a forearm by Ember Moon, who gets rolled up for a 2 count with Alexa Bliss holding the tights, which just, you get this angry face from Ember Moon, and it's like, that's the face I want to see from, every single person when they're in a match. I don't want to see smiling, but I'll talk about that later. Moon hits the Eclipse for the 3 count after a little bit more back and forth, and Ember Moon is your winner. She has not washed yet, which is good. In the back, Stephanie McMahon's in Kurt Angle's office. She has a picture of her dad. She has a fruit basket. Finn Balor and Braun Strowman come in. They want a rematch between Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Stephanie McMahon says no because you guys are not a team. She tries to drive a wedge between these two because she wants to manipulate. She is a manipulative bitch, and she is so annoying. But she asked these two if they want a piece of fruit. Braun Strowman's like, fine, I don't mind if I do. He grabs an apple. He doesn't eat it. She makes a match between these two, and then he just takes the small apple. It wasn't a big apple, but a small apple, and just crushes it. Says, out of competition, and that's that. No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin. I could not give 2 fucks about this match. Baron Corbin wins with the end of days. No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin, again, is just like Bobby Roode versus Elias, which happens later in the night. It's still going on. Ugh. No creativity in this fucking company anymore. In the back, Angle somewhere looking for Signal when Chad Gable comes in. Angle says he wants to put Chad in. He wanted to put Chad into the Money in the Bank ladder match, but management had other plans. In walks Drew and Ziggler, who pretty much they go back and forth, and Chad Gable says, let's do this right now. Kurt Angle makes a match for them later in the night. The B-Team music hits, which we didn't hear it last week. They got a Jobber's entrance. Their music hits, and they're coming out with white shirts with the B on, but they have markers in their hand. They're still doing the B on their shirts. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the front fucking row, you see the Kevin Dunn have a cameraman point to two people in the crowd wearing white shirts with the letter B on them. I'm like, those are obviously plants or related to Curtis Axel or Bo Dallas, because they're not just going to have two people. That's just so convenient that there's two people there. But then someone also had a sign that said the B team, and it's like, maybe the B team will get over. I don't know. I will say, having Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, third generation wrestlers, get some kind of prominent role, I am happy to see that, because these two are worth more than what they've been shown, even when they were in the Miz Taraj. They didn't do nothing but be Miz's lackeys. Now they're on their own. Maybe they win the tag team titles. I wouldn't mind that. Just give these guys some momentum, which they have been. They, of course, won this match. And can we stop these two from having this overzealous acting job that they do? Because they win a match and they sit there and they get too fucking excited. These two are third generation stars. Quite honestly, I think the B team, if they want to keep the name, fine. Don't make them sympathetic baby faces. Make these guys stuck up heels. They're too good for everybody else. They should come out and just be like, hey, we expect to win. Go out there, dominate, and just be like, don't have this oh my god, we won. Just have that attitude that's just another day at work. That's what they should do. Raw Women's title match contract signing this. Can we get Stephanie McMahon to, can we put a muzzle on Stephanie? She brings out Nia Jax. She brings out Ronda Rousey. Ronda asks her about her arm. She says, it's fine. Thank you for your concern. Then she asks Ronda why you took this match from Nia Jax challenging you. Ronda says she didn't challenge those other women. She challenged me, so I'm going to give her the fight of my life, pretty much. Then Steph McMahon takes the mic again and just would not shut the fuck up. She goes and talks to Nia Jax, then she talks to Ronda Rousey, pretty much trying to build animosity between these two, until Nia Jax finally speaks up and says, you know what, Ronda, you want the real truth? You can't put the armbar on me, and I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to make a name for myself at Money in the Bank, and there's nothing you can do about it. She signs, Ronda moves the table around, says, at least the truth finally came out. They shake hands, but I'm going to take your title. They still have their hands in the handshake position. She turns it to the side and says, and I'm taking your arm as well. They stare down. Nobody went through a table for the first time in probably a long time. Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler, like I said at the beginning of this entire review. We get a promo, we get a nice little promo card saying this match is next. We come back from break and both men are wrestling already. Never a good thing. It's never a good thing when you have a jobber entrance. This was a quick match. You had Dolph Ziggler with a headbutt to Chad Gable, then a super kick for the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, Drew McIntyre picks up Chad Gable and hits him with the Claymore and has that vicious look on his face you're going to have to deal with me next time. You might have had to deal with him now, but if you open your mouth again to us, you're going to have to deal with me. Natalia versus Dana Brooke versus Liv Morgan versus Sarah Logan. Can I also tell you how much Drew McIntyre just looks like a fucking beast before we get into this next match? This guy screams championship material. He has been a world champion every fucking where he has been except for WWE. NXT is not main roster. I'm talking about main roster. He went to Work Culture. He went Work Culture Pro Wrestling, which is now Defiant. He became their champion. He went to Impact Wrestling. He became their champion. I'm pretty sure he went back to ICW and became their champion. This guy should be, by the end of this year, if not winning the Royal Rumble itself. If he does not win the championship this year, if they set him up and he wins the Royal Rumble next year, then by all means, keep him away from the title until we get to the Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre should be either champion going into next year or winning the Royal Rumble, picking whichever championship they want him to go for. Most likely the WWE Championship with AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, or whoever the fuck they want to put the title on at that time. In my opinion, AJ Styles is the best at what he does, and AJ Styles should keep the title till WrestleMania next year. That's just me. Natalya versus Dana Brooke versus Liv Morgan versus Sarah Logan, Money in the Bank qualifier. Natalya won this by tapping out Sarah Logan. This was just, who cares? If they don't want to care, why should I care what happens in the match? Bobby Roode versus Elias again. Do these guys not have any? And then you have Michael Cole on commentary saying when Bobby Roode's making his entrance, these two are renewing their rivalry. Michael Cole, come here. Unless when these two faced off last week like they did, and they face off this week, that's no time between it, so there's no rivalry to renew. The rivalry's still going on. It's stupid how they put that out there. Elias wins with the drift away after a good back and forth match. Elias, then it was kind of funny because after the post match, Elias is walking back up. He's got his guitar over his tongue. He's almost to the ring. He's almost out of the camera shot back to Gorilla when Braun Strowman just bull rushes and runs him over. Because we have Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman in the main event. Finn Balor put up a hell of a fight between Braun Strowman. He actually got a lot of offense in on Braun. Hit him with a coup de grace on the outside, hit a sling blade, a couple stuff-up-ins and gouries. Braun Strowman actually sold for Finn Balor and made Finn Balor look like $1 million tonight. These two had a pretty good match. Then, of course, Braun Strowman gets to the end of the match. He's beating down on Finn a little bit more. Finn Balor slaps him in the face. Braun Strowman, he goes up. He does hit him with the double drop kicks into the corner, but his face hit on the turnbuckle. He goes up for the coup de grace. Finn Balor gets caught with a chokehold. He gets put into the just a power slam. He gets picked up again, hit with another running power slam. 1, 2, 3, and Braun Strowman is your winner. After the match, usually Braun Strowman picks up his opponent and hits him with 2 power slams. Not this time. He picks Finn Balor up, looks like he's about ready to hit him with another power slam. He grabs him, he puts him in the corner, and then just poses. So, Finn Balor might not have won the battle, but he did earn Braun Strowman's respect. And someone please tell me after this match that you watched tonight, if you're not a fan of Finn Balor, I don't know what to tell you. That guy made Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman made him look fucking phenomenal, and makes me wonder why they didn't go with Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor at Royal Rumble. If that's how good Finn Balor can do against Braun Strowman, imagine what he could do against Brock Lesnar. Look what AJ Styles did against Brock Lesnar in Survivor Series. I could easily see Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble this past January. Why they didn't do it, only the old man who's in charge would tell you. Oh yeah, by the way, they did mention the gauntlet match for every woman who did not win a Money in the Bank qualifier. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Bayley or Sasha Banks has to win the gauntlet match. Bayley or Sasha Banks has to win the gauntlet match. It makes total fucking sense. Because it will be, if they want to continue using the storyline, if they want to slow burn the storyline, that would work, because then you can have the other one be the heel who turns on the other and screws them out of their championship, out of the Money in the Bank ladder match. That's what needs to happen. One or the other, and it just boils over. Also, Jinder Mahal, the modern day Failure Raja, versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title is going to be for next week. Couple things to talk about before we get out of here. SmackDown Live tomorrow will have a last chance match for Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan. The winner goes on to face Samoa Joe next week, so we are getting a pay-per-view quality match on SmackDown Live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we get for dual-branded pay-per-views all year. We're going to get pay-per-view quality matches on SmackDown and probably on Raw too, even though Raw doesn't have as many because you have Daniel Bryan on SmackDown, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Jeff Hardy, all on SmackDown. So yes, we're going to get pay-per-view deserving matches on SmackDown a lot. Yes, it was supposed to be Big Cass versus Samoa Joe tomorrow, but Big Cass got injured. Or at least they're playing up a storyline that Big Cass is injured. It's most likely legitimate because he is not going to be he's not going to be competing against Samoa Joe. So it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy, the winner faces Samoa Joe, next week for the final spot for the men's Money in the Bank qualifier. We also have Lana versus Billie Kay, and I believe Sarah Logan versus Naomi, which I'm hoping Naomi wins that match, because neither Sarah Logan or Mandy Rose needs to, not Sarah Logan, Sonya Deville, not Sarah Logan, Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville versus Naomi, with Naomi probably winning because you don't need to see the former Absolution members in Money in the Bank. It's just not needed. But that is going to be tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. Hopefully SmackDown has a better showing, because tonight was just fucking awful. I literally am like drained from watching Monday Night Raw. It was just pathetic. I'm going to get out of here. My name is The Franz. Follow me on Twitter at The Franz. Follow me on twitch.tv/TheFranz08. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you know what's going to be going on. Hopefully have a couple other projects working on that's not wrestling related, maybe gaming related. I'm not sure yet. Also, make sure to hit that comment down below what you thought of this shitty fucking show called Monday Night Raw. Also, comment down below on everything else that you think in WWE, and make sure to smash that like button. I'm getting out of here before I pass out, and you guys have a nice night.